This month in our Town Hall series, Talk to Me, we turn our attention to health and wellness, the race to beat diabetes. Here's a special invitation for you to be part of our audience. Come share and hear from our panel of experts at the Dighton Griffith School on Monday, April 25th from 7 p.m. Talk to me because you have a say.
Live up, love, protect, respect, and I try to live by that. Be respectful, to the fans. Cricket is one unifying force of the Caribbean people, and as Caribbean people, we have to make sure that our people are well looked after. People don't want to come out and get tested, get the medicine because they're afraid of what people might think. Even if you're infected with HIV, you're still a human being. They're still living, they're still breathing, so we got to love and respect them. But yet still we got to educate ourselves to prevent this type of HIV transmitted diseases and mother to child HIV transmissions. Darren Sammy here endorsing the Live Up campaign. 2012, from now on, no Caribbean child born with HIV. We're moving forward, we're educating our people, and it's all about love, respect, protect.
Live up, live up, shout, live up, live up.
The time is now 7 p.m. Time for the CBC Evening News. This time check is brought to you by Fruta.
New strategies to boost the island's economy. 2 remanded to prison in connection with the death of a 6-year-old. And in sports, St. John Sonics heading to the BABA playoffs as the Lakers missed their chance.
Balanced, committed. This is the CBC Evening News.
Very good evening. I'm Lisa Broom with the CBC Evening News. The Agriculture Minister has put new development strategies for Barbados on the table, and Dr. David Estwick believes these strategies could turn the country's economic fortunes around in short order. Dr. Estwick put forward the ideas on his return from an agricultural mission to the United Arab Emirates and the Gulf states. He says he could not go into detail about the mission before first reporting to Prime Minister Fendel Stewart, but he speaks about an initiative that could help Barbados boost trade and exports in key markets through an alliance with the UAE. He explains it would radically transform the local economy.
Because for the first time, you would now have a partner that invests with you in regards to helping you find a way to use your raw materials. And the reason why we now cannot take advantage of the European Economic Agreement and the Canadian Trade Agreement and the United States Caribbean Basin Initiative and so on is because we are operating at the level of raw materials, whereas the majority of trade is done at the level of value-added products.
Speaking at Princess Margaret School during a DLP branch meeting in his St. Philip West constituency, Minister Estwick also revealed that a delegation from the UAE will be coming to the island for discussions with government soon. It's believed that they will explore investment opportunities and ways to partner with Barbados. The Agriculture Minister stresses that this is an opportunity Barbados cannot afford to miss.
To create the sustainability is to work with these guys as partners where they invest in the value-added upstream production of products using your raw materials. You now have a sustained relationship And that is how you move that sector from raw material to value added on a long-term sustained basis. And that is the relationship that I am going to push aggressively over the next few months.
The gloves are off and the fight is on to defend Barbados' reputation against fresh charges of being a tax haven. International Business Minister Donville Innes has revealed that the new attacks are coming out of Canada, with a parliamentarian there raising a red flag regarding Barbados' international business and financial services sector. Calling the comments grossly misleading, Minister Innes says Barbados must act and respond to these charges.
If we don't pay attention to the conversations taking place now, if we don't get up and let our voices be heard where it matters most on these issues, we run the risk of this economy being turned back by at least a decade or two. This sector, international business and financial services, is too critical to the economy of Barbados for us to sit back, fold our arms, and say there's nothing we can do.
Meantime, Mr. Innes is taking aim at trade unions in Barbados, especially the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union and the Barbados Union of Teachers. He says giving ultimatums to government is not the way to solve problems facing teachers and, by extension, the school system. Minister Innes was reacting to the BSTU and BUT's decision to hold two separate mass meetings on Friday for teachers before the scheduled end of school. And he has also had this to say about the union's demands to meet with the education minister.
Let me tell you something. Any union that get in the public domain and say that they must meet with me by Wednesday or else, but let me tell you something, it is or else. You are asking for students to respect you, and you don't want to respect other people in authority in this country. So if any union leader, I don't care which union it is, let me tell you something. If you want to meet with me, there is a process to go through.
The industry minister added his voice to the debate during a Democratic Labour Party meeting of the St. Philip West branch held at the Princess Margaret School. He says the situation cannot be all about the teachers and is calling on the BSTU and BUT to put forward solutions.
Have the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union and the BUT convened a conversation in the Parent Teachers Association of Barbados? Have they sought to, within a school, ask who are the most challenging students and then say, what is it that we can do to interface with the parents of those students that are giving trouble? Is there anything, any interventions that we can bring? You know, so don't just condemn and say, we're going to shut down the school and strike and take industrial action.
Well, the two major teachers' unions are being told to step back and let the process as it relates to the student at the center of the Ellerslie School issue take its natural course. Attorney at law David Comichong says both the Barbados Union of Teachers and the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union are wrong in their demand for the immediate expulsion of the girl accused of spitting on and hitting a teacher. He says there is a clearly set out procedure contained in the Education Act for dealing with these types of incidents, and failing to follow it will jeopardize the child's right to fair and impartial disciplinary procedures.
Under the education regulations, the principal is obligated to write to the Board of Management and to the parent of the student, informing them of the suspension. The Board of Management is then obligated to carry out an investigation, and the education regulations said, based on the findings of that investigation, the Board of Management can either decide to further suspend the student or could decide to expel the student with the approval of the minister. So there's a clear procedure, and it is therefore wrong for any institution, including the trade unions, to jump ahead of that procedure.
Mr. Comichong says they're also wrong to demand a meeting with the education minister on the matter. He explains that any final decision made by the minister must also be fair and impartial. A fifth form female student of the Grantley Adams Memorial Secondary School is nursing multiple stab wounds after being involved in an altercation with another female student at the school. The incident occurred just after 11 o'clock this morning, and it's understood that the girl was stabbed in her shoulder, hands, and buttocks. Now, according to reports from police, it resulted in the injured student being rushed to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital by ambulance. The injuries are not life-threatening. Police Public Relations Officer, Acting Assistant Superintendent David Welch says no one is in custody in connection with the matter. The mother of 6-year-old Jahan King and her partner have been remanded to Her Majesty's Prison at Dodds. Jahan's mother, 26-year-old Lasanta Gill, and her 35-year-old boyfriend, Dwayne Marshall, appeared in court this morning. They're jointly accused of manslaughter in relation to the then 6-year-old's death. Jahan was taken to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital on June 29th last year by ambulance, but never recovered from his injuries. His death raised many questions, including calls from his grandmother, Margaret Gill, asking for justice. The Child Care Board also issued a statement saying they had received reports of injuries to the child and were in the process of investigating at the time of his death. A post-mortem revealed that the former Lawrence T. Gay Memorial student died from blunt force trauma to his chest and abdomen. A police investigation lasted about 10 months and eventually led to the arrests of Gill and Marshall, both of Belfield, Jackson, St. Michael. The pair is expected to return to court on May 23rd. The Barbados Water Authority is informing the public that due to exceedingly low water levels at Golden Ridge Pumping Station, there will be an emergency shutdown from this evening at 8 p.m. until 8 a.m. tomorrow, Tuesday, April 26th. The regular scheduled shutdown of 8 p.m. until 4 a.m. will continue from tomorrow night, April 26th, until further notice. As a result, residents in St. Thomas, St. George, St. John, and St. Philip will experience low water pressure and outages. All of the affected residents are therefore advised to store water for domestic use during the hours of disruption. The Barbados Water Authority apologizes for the inconvenience. Well, coming up, a taste of reggae on the beach. Stay with us.
My baby. That's what we have to do.
You are a romantic.
I have diabetes, and I'm still the same.
Glucerna. Thanks to its benefits that help control my blood sugar spikes and provides energy. Drinking it daily.
Glucerna, keep being you.
Where do all those coconut shells go? Or your household garbage? How does waste get diverted from the landfill? You can find out on May 2nd when SBRC has a big open day. Free charter buses from Bridgetown and Spikestown. Free promotional items and product samples. Entertainment and light refreshments. Plus a chance to win $50 on each tour. Educational, entertaining and fun for the whole family. Open day at the Sustainable Barbados Recycling Centre on May 2nd. Don't miss it!
Community Files.
Persons applying for disabled parking identification stickers are asked to call the Barbados Council for the Disabled at 427-8136 or visit its office at Harrenby House, Garrison, St. Michael. These stickers are not issued by the National Disabilities Unit and therefore cannot be obtained or collected there.
I had some problems with my solar water heater. The collectors was leaking. I called the original agency and said, well, they can't do anything about it because the system is bad and they will have to install a new system. I didn't hear back from them. Then I called Sun Power. For me, I went to Monday, paid some money, and by Thursday it was on.
Get your Sun Power.
A lot of people think that fast bikes are cool, and the girls sure like the guys who ride them. But like so many things about life, you gotta be careful. Having sex without a condom is like riding a bike without a helmet. It's just plain dumb. It's okay to have fun as long as you're smart about it. My name is Daniel, the Lion Fortress, and I'm different, and I'm making a difference.
Live up. Love, protect, respect.
The Barbados Port Inc. has officially commissioned its extended berth number 5, along with a massive new crane as part of an overall initiative worth $115 million. According to the Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Senator Irene Sandiford Garner, it's all part of the facility's master plan, which has also seen the commissioning of a new shallow draft marina. She made the comments during an official ceremony at the port, which was attended by senior officials from the Ministry of Tourism, the labor movement, and the private sector.
This new berth is necessary for 2 main reasons. Firstly, Barbados was able to secure business from the TUI's Mine Sheaf and P&O's Britannia, 2 major cruise lines to home port in Barbados on the same day. This extension allowed the port to accommodate those 2 vessels this season, and consequently our home port business is poised to continue to expand as a result.
The senator said the second main reason is that Barbados needed to upgrade its crane capacity.
The current crane is a 1980 vintage. New cranes have a longer reach and require deeper drafts for the larger vessels that will work. If Barbados wants to be serious about pursuing transshipment of cargo in the wake of the completion of the expansion of the Panama Canal, where there are feeder vessel service opportunities, then this berth and the associated new equipment, namely a Panamax-sized gantry crane, higher capacity straddle carriers, and deeper draft at the operating berth, are absolutely necessary.
The TVET Council sees the Samuel Jackman Prescott Polytechnic becoming a major player in providing training as Barbados moves to diversify its economy. Executive Director Henderson Eastman says there is potential for Barbados as a whole.
The TVET Council has a close relationship with the training institutions, and we are dependent on the Polytechnic to be one of the major institutions of change in equipping our workforce to operate in the various sectors. It is not going to happen overnight. Prosperity comes through hard work, and that hard work starts with the training and the ability to change.
Mr. Eastman says he's pleased with the number of National Caribbean Vocational Qualification